Call Elohim like YAHAWAH, Bashem Rakak with us. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Salutes to the brothers out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity. And again, this is Aria from GMS Tampa Bay 12 and GMS 13 Rulership Ba. And I just want to start. I want to start off by apologizing. Slaki, I haven't put out any videos in the past few days. I put up one on Tuesday, I believe, and it's Friday now. And this is the next one I'm putting up. Just getting over an illness. Caught the flu through the spirit. And, I've been out of commission for basically the whole week. Had to take off Esau's work and everything, and I was barely able to move. But through the spirit, the Lord blessed me, gave me my energy back, and I'm able to go ahead and feed the sheep. And Lord willing, this is edifying unto the sheep, the elect of Israel. Because we're only doing this for the elect of Israel. We're not doing this for nobody else. We're not doing this to get views, okay? Okay, we're not just doing this so we can get YouTube popularity. Things are about to happen here in America in which, the world has never seen before. Not on this level at the very least. Especially on this land in America. You got these other nations out there who are setting up, that are setting everything in order. All through the spirit of YAHAWAH, okay? All through the spirit of the Lord. They're setting everything in order to bring destruction over here to the United States of America. And this is nothing new. We've been, the elders have been preaching this, since the 90s, 80s probably. Going back to the 70s when the schools were just set up. They're preaching the downfall of America. And here it is, we're going into 2019 so-called. We're still in 2018, a year of prophecy, and things have been speeding up tremendously. And it's going to be a cold, cold year coming up. It's going to be a cold, cold year. And Lord willing, it's going to be hot. It's going to be a hot year. And as you see here on the screen, this is a snapshot of Russia's latest device. Okay, this is a screenshot of excuse me, it's lucky. This is a screenshot of Russia's latest device in their arsenal, and I believe they started putting it. I think it was finished in March, and they just recently unveiled it. And this thing is called the Avanguard. Okay, it's the Avanguard. Let me go ahead and bring out some information on it real quick. We'll go into some of the scriptures. This is, as you can see, obviously this is Wikipedia, and they call it a hypersonic glide vehicle. Okay, and as you can see here, it says it can deliver both nuclear and conventional payloads. So they can use this thing to send over nukes. Okay. All right. They can send over thermonuclear devices anywhere on the earth. And it's beautiful. This is what we've been looking for. We're waiting. We want to see more of this. We want to see more of these things get put into production. Because the more of these things you see, the closer we get to the salvation. All right, the end of America and the salvation. Yeah, we know we live in America. We're not stupid. Okay? Your comments, you live in America. How could you want America to be destroyed? Because it's wicked. That's why. Because it's wicked. That should be a good enough reason. All right? I mean, wouldn't you want to see it destroyed too? Like, you got to ask yourself, don't you want to see America destroyed? What's wrong with you if you don't? You got to have some serious demons on you if you don't want to see America be destroyed. You got to be bugged out. It says the system entered service in March 2018. Okay, which was earlier this year, obviously, like I said, and was unveiled by Russian President Vladimir Putin as one of 6 new Russian strategic weapons. So this is just one of the new devices that Russia has in store for its enemies. Okay, it's beautiful. And, skip it down a little bit. It says the Avanguard was tested again on the 26th of December 2018, which was just a couple of days ago. Today's the 28th of December 2018. when a missile fired from the let's try it together. Dombarovsky missile base in the Ural Mountains hit a target in the coral range of Kamchatka. The Deputy Prime Minister of Russia, Yuri Borisov, stated on Russian TV channel a day later that the missile flew at 27 times the speed of sound, thus making it invulnerable to interception. So all these we call them missile defense systems that the West hasn't stored, they think they got set up. All these missile defense systems, worthless. Okay, worthless. These guys said this thing is moving at 27 times the speed of sound, and then sound goes around 700, a little over 700 miles per hour, and this thing is 27 times the speed of that. I don't have a calculator. We'll do it later, but I ain't pulling up a calculator right now. That's fast as fuck. Nothing can intercept that. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's outrageous. Oh my God. The Avanguard is powered by a scramjet engine that accelerates it up to Mach 27, again 27 times the speed of sound. When approaching a target, the glider is capable of a sharp, high-speed, evasive maneuvers in flight, making it absolutely invulnerable for any missile defense system. According to Russian President Vladimir Putin, it says, Avanguard strikes like a meteorite, like a fireball. Blast yield of a nuclear warhead carried by Avanguard is reportedly more than 2 megatons TNT. All right, basically it'll destroy continents. A couple of those things land in America, finished. But yeah, everyone will play games. Everybody thinks everything is cool. Everybody want to think everything is cool. We're just gonna live it up. You know, America's gonna continue to go on and on and on. No, eventually it's going to be destroyed. All right, and anybody who's not on the side of the Lord YAHAWAH and the Son YAHAWAH is going to be burnt up. Okay, matter of fact, let's see if we can get the Malachi, because a lot of people think this is a game. Hold on, let's get the Malachi out. Yeah, we live for this, man. We live for prophecy. We live for prophecy over here. There's really nothing else that we have to look forward to except for the end of our suffering here in America. So this is the book of Malachi in the Old Testament. Sorry. I'm in Matthew. What a jerk. This is the book of Malachi. What a jerk. What a maroon. Hold on one second, brothers. I'm looking through the phone like a dipshit trying to do this when the screen is right in front of me. But I like a challenge, don't worry about it. Alright, so we got Malachi chapter 4, verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly shall be stubble. Alright, so this is a warning. This is a prophecy in the book of Malachi that says a day is coming that's going to burn as an oven, which is really an understatement. Because oven, yeah, a good brick oven, that thing will burn, you know, easily 500 degrees, you know, up to 1,000, maybe 1,200 degrees. Maybe I'm being generous there. But these nuclear missiles, these things are hotter than the surface of the sun when they burn. Okay, it melts elements. Okay, so imagine what it'll do to people. All right, this is really nothing. You know, we don't laugh about this. This is our greatest fear, to be caught up in this thing. That's why we try to serve the Lord to the best of our ability while we have the liberty to do so. Because the Lord will destroy us. Because it says what? And all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly shall be stubble. All right? And that's really going into the Edomites, who are the so-called white people walking up and down this earth. All right? Starting with them. But yeah, our people, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, who are the Israelites, okay, who are the Lord's chosen people, blacks, so-called blacks, Negroes, all right, Hispanics, Latinos, Native Americans, all right, they're wicked too. 2/3 of them, to be exact. 2/3 of our people are completely bugged out and wicked, and they're going to be burnt up in the nuclear destruction that's about to come. Because they're proud and do wickedly. And guess what? They shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord YAHAWAH of hosts, of armies, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. So Esau, who is the wicked, they're going to be burnt up. All right? They're going to be burnt up. There's not going to be any trace of them left. 2/3 of our people, they're going to be burnt up. No trace of them left. All wickedness is going to be burnt up in the nuclear destruction that's about to come. Don't you think that's fair? I believe that's fair. I believe that's fair. Because look, you got these guys right here. Okay, these are the Edomites over there in Russia. These are the Edomites. All right, the top officials. All right, you see Vladimir Putin over there. One from the left there, in a suit. Then you got all these generals. All right, big man thing. All right, they got the eagle right there. All right, you can tell that, you know, it's all the same shit. Esau. Okay, it's the Russians, but it's all the same shit as Esau at the end of the day. Okay, so their thing is the eagle. Fly high. Okay, fly high like the eagle. Yeah, man, these guys are proud. Excuse me. These guys are proud. So really what it is, it's going to be Edomite crime. Because eventually all those missiles that they have set up, they're going to come over here to America, which is another Edomite nation. All right? And America is going to launch theirs over to them. This is going to be a big mess. But this is prophesied in the scriptures. So we're not to worry about that. We're not worried about that. It's all supposed to happen. You know, and you gotta expect it, and you gotta accept it. You don't have to accept it, but you know, sorry about your luck. It's gonna happen. All right, sorry again. I'm all sick. I'm still all sick and effed up. All right, so this is Isaiah chapter 34, verse 1. It says, "Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all the things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord YAHAWAH is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He has utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter." Okay? And this is going to be when the fire comes, the ultimate fire. Okay? And let's read on a little bit. "Your slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of the carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood." So basically, all these governments are going to be destroyed, and all the mighty men are going to be left for dead. Okay? All the soldiers are going to be left for dead. Verse 4, "And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, as a leaf falleth from a vine, as a falling fig from a fig tree." Okay, that's talking about Esau's armies. They're going to fall out of the sky. All right, as a falling fig from a fig tree. All right, as a leaf falling from a vine, it's gonna fall out of the sky. Because ultimately, Yahweh Shem Yahshai is gonna come with the chariots, and he's also gonna do some destroying as well. But check it out. Check out the flash shit. Verse 5. "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment." Okay, and the people, who's the people of the Lord's curse? That's Esau. That's the Edomites. That's the Edomites. That's the people of the Lord's curse. "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment." And here it is. And Idumea is the Greek way of saying Edom. Okay, it's the same thing. You can look in any other translation of the scripture, and instead of Idumea, it'll say Edom. That's how you say Edom in Greek. Why did they put Idumea in the King James Version? I don't know, but it's there. Okay, that's what's going to happen. Let's read on a little bit more. Just read this next verse. 6. "The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. Actually, let me stop right there. Let me go up to verse 4 again, because it says what? It says the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. What does that mean? When you look at a, let's see if I can get a picture of that. Let me see if I can get a picture of that. What do I type? Mushroom cloud. See, yeah. Mushroom cloud. Let's see what we got here. Let's get the images out here. Yeah. All right. It says the heavens gonna be rolled together as a scroll. Okay. Yeah. Basically, that's the vision that the prophets see. Okay. That's something crazy. All right. Something you can't fathom. Imagine being in the ancient world and you see a vision like that. All right. You can't fathom it. You can't. You know, the best way you can describe it is the heavens being rolled together as a scroll. You unroll a scroll. Okay. And that's a good interpretation. It's madness. What a dreadful sight. Look at that. It's awful. Yet, you know, this is what's prophesied to happen. All right, that's awful. You understand how hot that is? Being caught up in that. The Lord hates your guts if you're caught up in that. But this is prophesied to happen. And that's prophesied to happen into the land of Idumea. And Edom has the fatness of the earth. So you're going to see a lot of these everywhere. But specifically America is where you're going to see it. Crazy shit, man. Script down to verse 6. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness. And with the blood of lambs and goats. With the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Basra. And Basra is like a chief city of Edom. And a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. Okay, so basically, the Edomites are going to be a huge sacrifice for the Lord. All right, by the way of nuclear destruction. That's going to be crazy. That's going to be a crazy thing to live through. This thing travels 27 times the speed of sound. You can't intercept it. All right, and they're telling you this. They made it public. Imagine things they didn't make public. Like Esau, because Esau makes these things, man. And they make them all through the Spirit of the Lord, as it says here. Because the Lord said His sword is bathed in heaven, did it not? It says His sword is bathed in heaven. So it says here. It says here in the book of Isaiah, chapter 54, verse 16. Behold, I have created. It says I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and the smith is basically a weapons someone that works with metal and shapes it into weapons for war. You got swordsmiths, you even got smiths that make the horseshoes and things like that. They heat the metals up and shape them, mold them. All right, they make swords, knives, daggers. Even in modern day, you live out in Texas and different places like that. You'll pass by gunsmiths. All right, you broke your gun or whatever, you can go to the gunsmith and they'll fix it for you. All right. So basically, what they're saying is, the Lord created the smith, the weapon expert that bloweth the coals of the fire. That heats the coals so it can melt the metal, so it can shape the molten metal into a weapon. And that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. All right, and that waster is the nuclear weapons. All right, you can even consider Esau a waster, where it really goes into those nuclear weapons, because those nuclear weapons is going to be the waster. Which, obviously, you look at this will waste the land. All right, and that's scary to call that the waster. All right, and Esau himself, the so-called white man, he's a waster. All right, he's a destroyer. Look at that. The mind that you must have to come up with something like that. The Lord got to be working with you. Look at that madness. That is destructive. Absolutely destructive. And you got these guys here, man. All right, they're top scientists. Come up with that madness through the Spirit of the Lord.
So said.
Wait, this is the Avanguard.
Есть запуск двигательной установки первой ступени.
Yeah, and they dubbed this test a success. All right, this is a success in the eyes of the Russians. That's a success in the eyes of the Russians. Not a game, brothers. I have created the waster to destroy. All right, those weapons are wasters. All right, that's the whatchamacallit. All right. He says, "For my sword is bathed in heaven." All right, you see how it goes up to the clouds? All right, it goes up to the sky. The sky's in heaven. All right. And it shall come down upon Idumea. So they're going to use that to fall upon the Edomites. Edomite against Edomites. And all these other nations are going to get involved too. It's going to be a world war. This World War III is about to start. Now, we've already been in the beginning stages for the past 3 years or so. Now we're getting into the latter stages of this war, which is going to bring in the coming of the Lord. So with that, Lord willing, this was edifying unto the elect of Israel. Call Loyim like YAHAWAH Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Salutes to the brothers. And shalom to the sisters as well, too.